If you haven't had your picture taken yet this evening, there's plenty of time. The Rugby World Cup is here all evening. We do think, though, that it would be good if we actually got some stories about what it's like to play in the Rugby World Cup. So I wonder if you can give a big word as well, because three legends of the Irish rugby game, three lads who played in the World Cup, you know exactly what it means to be a part of it. We've got Anthony Cole, we've got John Kelly, and we've got Don Levin. We're going to answer some questions from the floor in a couple of minutes' time, so if you've got any questions, just put your hand up and make yourself known, and you can ask about whatever you want. Anthony, I first start with you, because you've done the whole world of favour this week by knocking your confidence of the Australians by hammering and pulling back the other night.
Ripped it up. Last game was
That's not better now. Can you hear Anthony? No! Alright. We'll be back after in a moment. I think Don is exactly working. Don, you were running around in Tower Park and playing about the situation the other night. Because the weather was so bad, but it was absolutely worthless.
Oh, it was an incredible night. No, I was sitting at the front row of the upper stand doing internet commentary around the world with Michael talking and lashing on top of us. It was an unbelievable night. I mean, when you look at all the younger guys who were playing. I mean, it's funny, I was on to, because of the game on Saturday, I was talking to a New Zealand radio station before we came out, and of course the first thing they answered, they were thrilled in New Zealand that we'd beaten Australia, and obviously they knew what Owen Park was like from 78 and from 2 years ago. But it was an incredible experience on the night, and I think people have been asking all along, you know, is there a night after John Hayes, Paul O'Connell, Ronan O'Gara, but I think, you know, they certainly got it inside into that the other night.
John, we think as well that we are all obsessed with that Rugby World Cup. It was such an amazing tournament. I think it's really building towards it now, and so we have, did we learn about the strength and depth of the Australian this week, do you think?
I don't know if we learned about the strength and depth. We certainly learned about their two weaknesses. It was beyond their first 15, they don't think that guys who've got a proven track record. I was looking at the match and I was talking to Dawn at half time and 2 of the screen. They wanted to come out and get the first score. I think Australia was in the hole, and they definitely did. They just seemed to crumble in upon them. I wouldn't take anything away from the performance of the young ones, the team like that. I'm hugely impressed with the likes of Ian Nagel and Duncan Williams, and even some of the consultants, you know, like Mike Sherry. It's brilliant to see that young Cork fellas and young Limerick fellas and guys from all over the province coming through and coming forward and stepping up for once, or I'm sure. Maybe not just World Cup, but certainly guys like Ian Nagel could be featuring at World Cup in the future.
Actually, that's the best part. I'm seeing towards the end of Australia. It's a historic moment, but anytime you look back at the old things, there's always mentioned the time in Australia for a kid almost. When it happened, because of Nick Collins and going in 92. Do you think that there was some evidence in the making on the picture tonight?
You have to take it in the context of the game in itself. You know, Australia came and the second day around from Thomond Park, they went out to Thomond, they turned back into the professional. And that's something that us in our view then was make sure we open the big gate at the end of Thomond Park and set the package. And the way the ball was played was immense, in particular in those conditions. And for Duncan and Paul White to control the game the way they did. You look at Sammy 22 points in the centre, the aggression, the forward running up in the way the players responded to his carries, the way the team responded to his tackles. You know, the Australians really didn't have a lot to offer in terms of all physicality on that.
Let's talk about the World Cup. We've been looking at all of the amazing footage of previous World Cup on the video all night here down. There aren't too many highlights from the Irish in this. The Gordon Hamilton trial makes the cut, the Dennis McBride's trial makes the cut, but we haven't really peaked the World Cup for whatever reason.
Yeah, it's funny. Ireland over the years. I mean, I remember the first World Cup in '87, and we were at the other time, there's no interest in being involved in the World Cup. We're almost screaming into it. In fact, it's funny looking at the World Cup here. A lot of the older fellas like Ronnie Moore in the audience would remember the tradition for Cork when they bring home the Sam Maguire and the Liam McCarthy. They come around Paddy Barry's corner and over Patrick's Bridge and down. But I met Dr. Con Murphy, who a lot of you would know, the night before heading off for New Zealand and Australia, and he says to me, well, I suppose the next time I'll be seeing you is on the back of a lorry coming around Paddy's corner with the World Cup. But it didn't actually work out like that.
You won't know.
Exactly.
From your own point of view, John, the actual difference in for being your entire career when you look back on the fact that you did actually play in the World Cup for Ireland, and it's still key matches as well.
It's a huge tournament, and it was something, it was a crowning achievement for my career. I think, number one, you want to play senior rugby for yourself. After that, you want to play for your province, and then you want to play for your country. And if you are lucky enough to play for your country, you want to get to a World Cup. And I have fantastic memories of the World Cup, not just in the matches. I was lucky enough to play in a quarter final, although unlucky in some ways considering that I hammering. Anthony was lucky enough because he got dropped for it. But he was the happiest man in the plane going home, I think, at that stage, because he was a doctor, he was a fighter. But everyone has great memories, and not only on the pitch, but off the pitch as well, great friends out of it, and we had a great time. I think I was lucky enough to have rooms with guys like Mark Coran and one of the brothers rooming with Shane Byrne and having to listen to his heavy metal collection. So it was a fantastic memory, a crowning achievement in my career. Well, actually, no, I'm not sure if the European Cup, but it was one of the big achievements. The Heineken Cup, yeah.
Anthony, obviously you were involved in the Heineken Cup success as well. In the World Cup, the two that you were in was 8 years apart. Very different experience in that match. You can the first one was your first story experience, and by the time the second one came around, you were still there pro.
Yeah, there was a fiesta going in the middle, and unfortunately, Jordan didn't set it up for the 99 World Cup, but we got by the time we got to 2003, I was unfortunate that in the first game I got injured and missed the next couple of games, but I managed to get back fit for the Australian game when we were in the Pitt in Melbourne. And I was Johnny Lewis, I was in Eddie approached me in the lobby. He said he had a hunch that Victor would do the job on the French, so he let me out of the 22 altogether. So there's any hunches. It's a great experience. I think when you're involved in such a big tournament and broadcast around the world, and you play with so many great players from your own team and play against the best players in the world, it's something that every player should strive for and achieve in their career.
John, it does seem like an incredibly professional setup at this stage, like it's coming a long way from Ireland being grad kicking and screaming into it. Apparently, like, we've no idea what it's actually like to be a part of the squad, but you get made here and all that kind of stuff.
I remember the 1987 World Cup, watching it on TV, and I think the Irish players went up to play Australia, and Australia has a lovely stadium, jersey, ball is so short, but Ireland actually had to pluck the sleeves off their jersey when you passed them, if I remember correctly. But compared to 2003, where we got about 3 gear bags and fitted for suits and shoes, and we even got sunglasses, if I remember correctly. And we were picking out our sunglasses and which ones we might like and which ones we fancy. We might pick out his parents, so I think these will be perfect. Next thing I saw them on me and said, can I try those on? And I never saw the sunglasses again. But again, I won't be actually even saw the only last night, but I want the sunglasses back.
So, your own story from actually one of these before the Hamilton trial. You were on the field, tell us a little about that one.
Yeah, I think everybody remembers what they were when Hamilton scored that second try against Australia, and it was incredibly disappointing. They were within a pitch for a bit in the World Cup semi-final. But you talk to people afterwards and they say, well, look, that was an Irish team at the peak of your powers, your preparation must have been outstanding to play as well as you did. But
what they didn't realise is we were staying out in Lucan and Phil's townhouse with a 1 o'clock kickoff. On the way into the ground we got lost. We ended up in the bus coming up a one-way street. In those days, fellas weren't tugged off in the hotel as they are now. They all arrived in their tracksuits and everything. We were in our clothes. And there was fellas seen slipping on their shorts and their socks in the bus 20 minutes from the ground. We literally got into the ground, let's say, 15 minutes before the match. Went straight out onto the field. There was a massive fight from the kick-off. So I think that settled everyone down. I always remember Nick Jones was captain of Australia. He got, unfortunately, got a bad bang somewhere along the line. It was carried off after about 10 minutes. And his wife had just arrived with their kids. They were obviously over for the semi-final and the final, and of course they were staring down the barrel of being defeated. But Lansdowne Road, that was as bad in 91 as it was before they knocked it down. But Bar Jones' wife went up to one of the stewards in Lansdowne Road and she wanted to know where the creche facilities were there. So we were lucky to have a dressing room there. I think the Aussies who were used to that comfort, they didn't get it that day, but unfortunately it's a sign of a brilliant side where in 2 minutes they knew what they had to do. They scored a try, and of course with this perverse Irish logic, by virtue of the fact that they went on to win the World Cup, we reckoned really that we should have won it. So.
That's what